Hello, my name is Andrew Thake. I'm from Minds and Money, and this is Minds and Money TV. And with me today, we have Don MacDonald, CEO of NorZinc. Hello to you, Don.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Great stuff. Thank you. For investors who are unfamiliar to NorZinc, can you tell us a little bit about NorZinc and where the projects are?
Yeah. So we have one main project, which is in the Northwest Territories called the Prairie Creek Mine. We're focused on developing that project. It's a very high grade silver, zinc, lead project. It's the third highest grade undeveloped zinc lead project in the world. It was originally developed as a silver mine in the 1980s, but subsequent to that, it was real focus was on zinc and lead because it is extremely high grade zinc and lead. The development of the project has been a major, it's a major project on the southern border of Northwest Territories. We have existing facilities there that were left from the original silver mine. We're going to work with those facilities to basically build that project out. The development of it is going to be over the next few years here, and I'll talk about that maybe later on. We have some other questions on some of the details, but we're a premium silver zinc development company, and we're trading right now as though we were a zinc lead company, but no one fully recognizes the silver aspect. It does have at current prices almost 30% of their revenue is going to be coming from silver. So we have refocused ourselves in the last 6 to 9 months on the silver aspects of the project.
Mm-hmm. And how have the last 12 months been for you, and what sort of recent news would you like to highlight to those listening in?
It's we have been developing the mine, as I mentioned, on the basis of the zinc and lead. We had a feasibility study that was done in late 2017 at 1,600 tons a day, but it became apparent to us late last year that we could relatively easily increase the throughput of the mine and potentially develop the reserve beyond its current 15 years by exploration and by making small changes to the underground development and also to the surface facilities. So since the beginning of this year, we've gone through a series of analyses of the throughput, and we have basically ended up, and this was announced just a few months ago here, with a target to increase the throughput from the feasibility study by 50%, and to also carry on further down dip exploration in the inferred resources to improve those inferred resources up into the indicated and ultimately into the reserve category. And those inferred resources have some really high grade silver in them. I'm talking about 6-7 ounces, 9 ounces per ton of silver. So that also will help us on the silver side.
Okay. And then looking ahead to 2021, what are your key goals over the next 6 months? What milestones can investors listening in expect to hear from NorZinc?
Yes, so we're focused, as I said, on the going through to an updated feasibility study on the project with this increased design and increased throughput and increased reserves. So we are planning to commence a further underground exploration program in the second quarter of next year. We had planned to do it in the summer of this year, but the COVID-19 just proved to be a bit too concerning for us. So we have carried on a very small surface drilling program at the site, which is underway as I speak. But the major thrust of the drilling will be done by, as I say, starting in the second quarter of next year, late in the second quarter. In addition, we're working on all these new designs for the increased throughput, leading to an updated feasibility study for the project. The timeline right now is that we will start construction of the road access late next year. It'll be right towards the end of the year. It'll be a winter road access initially, and then start full-scale construction in 2022, ready for full production by the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm. And then you just mentioned COVID-19 there. How has NorZinc responded to COVID-19? How have you managed to sort of navigate what's been obviously like a tough year for the entire mining industry?
Yes. Well, we focused on what's important for this project, which is design and making sure that we have the best design and the best constructability of the project. A lot of that work can be done on desktop and with our engineering firms. We do have people on site right now. We have had to go through special Northwest Territories 14 days self-monitoring program for everybody who goes to site. That took a while to get confirmed with the Northwest Territories, but that's been in place now since early July. So we're able to freely get in and out of site without any great difficulty.
Hmm. I think that one thing that you've mentioned, which sounds really appealing to this project now, is I guess the sort of silver kicker. How sort of dependent is NorZinc in terms of having like a good sort of high price for sort of silver, or like kind of, are your like projects like all in sustaining costs like low enough that you're like not depending on a high silver price?
Yeah, our all-in sustaining costs are very low because of the high grade. So, we're very fortunate in that case. I mean, the zinc is still the largest cash producer, and then lead, and then very close behind that is the silver. Silver obviously being a byproduct, but being 25 to 30% of our revenue, that's an important byproduct. The production profile we have is about 3 million out in the new design. We have to go through the feasibility study, updated feasibility study, and to get these throughput numbers I'm going to give you. But the production side would be around about 3 million ounces of silver a year and about 300 million pounds of zinc and lead. The beauty of the three elements that we have is that, zinc is, it's a good commodity. It has, good bursts of price increases, which are, create very substantial years of cash flow. Lead is very stable. It's little known about, but lead is, it's 50% of the lead in the world is recycled, and it is, still the major store of electricity for the communities around the world is lead. And it's a very stable price. So you've got that stable price from the lead, and then you've got the sizzle of the silver on top of it. And that's, those three commodities together are very, very useful to us um, as an investment, and also in terms of the financeability. Obviously, silver is very interesting to on the financing side.
Mhm. In terms of just the investors that you're looking to appeal to, can you just tell us a bit about your retail and institutional mix?
Yeah, we have our major shareholder is Resource Capital Fund out of the US. They own just over 40% of the company and have been a great support of the company since I joined the company in 2018. We have a level of retail. We don't have as much retail activity as I'd like, and we don't have as much institutional following as I like. So one of the big things that we are working on is to go out and market ourselves more with the silver content, because we did a study, and it's on our website, where you can see, we looked at 15, 16 junior silver companies, and I was shocked to see that 2/3 of them actually are base metals. They have silver as just like us, which is part of a base metal asset. And we were more advanced than most of those companies because we already have a full reserve, and we already have a plan and a construction program, a feasibility study. And yet we're still trading as though we were a zinc lead company. So we want to get out there and get known more on the silver side, and that's one of our big objectives in the coming 6 to 9 months.
Yeah. And in terms of those sort of like other sort of 16 kind of companies that you've mentioned there that sort of like are base metal companies with a silver component, what sets your company apart from those other companies in a similar space?
I think when you look at it, is the total composite resource base that we have. We have about 38 million ounces of measured and indicated, 38 million ounces uh, of inferred resources, and then when you multiply the zinc and the lead into the same factors, it's looking at it's over 300 million ounces of total value. And again, you can do that and look at that. And if you go on our website and look at our presentation, you'll see that chart that I'm talking about, where it shows that relative thing. We're not as big as the big as a big $1 billion silver development companies that are out there, but we're certainly well above most of those that are in the market cap around about $200, $300, $400 million. So I think that's a comparison we need to make sure that people are aware of in the market.
When I talk to investors, Don, they often say to me that a key thing to investing isn't so much the asset, but the quality of the management. Can you just tell us a little bit about your background and your management team?
Yeah, so I joined the company in 2018. I've had about 35 years experience in the mining business, been involved in developing and operating more than a dozen mines, mainly in North and South America. When I joined the company, we hired really improved our management team and our technical management team. And when we also have made some changes on the board of directors, so we have an excellent team that we put together, a construction team rather than more kind of an exploration focused team. I think that was there before I joined.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. That was Don MacDonald, CEO of NorZinc. If you want to go and check out more about NorZinc, the ticker is TSX NZC, and that was Andrew Thake from Minds and Money TV. Thank you.